Hello and welcome back to the Weekend Word. I'm your host, Brother Mark. This is our short form Bible study podcast. As always, these are short starting points for your further study throughout the coming week. So, let's get into our subject for this Weekend Word. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Reshit, Genesis chapter 2, verses 16 and 17. ISV with Hebrew meaning. Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, "You may freely eat from every tree of the garden, but you are not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, because you will certainly die during the day that you eat from it." Have you ever asked Yah or yourself, what does this tree of knowledge of good and evil represent? Why is the tree's fruit forbidden? There are many theories and explanations out there, yet I was never fully satisfied by what I had found. After many years of seeking and learning about the Yah I serve, the answer was given to me, and it shook me with its simplicity and wisdom. Simply put, this is what is wrong with the world and all its religions, good works, and theories. Mixture. Good mixed with evil. Its fruit produces death. Before Adam and Chava ate of the fruit of this tree, they knew nothing but the purity of Yah's thoughts and deeds for their own lives. There was no mixture. Upon eating of this fruit, their hearts and souls became mixed, and death became inevitable. Nothing that they were able to do could fix this problem. They were not pure any longer. Therefore, any remedy they came up with would be mixed with evil, which would result in death. This is why nothing the world offers in science, religion, or deeds can fix the problems we are all faced with. The world has been mixed with evil as a direct result of this fall, and death is inevitable. Even science tells us this very fact with the second law of thermodynamics, the ultimate cause of why everything ultimately falls apart and disintegrates over time. Material things are not eternal. Everything appears to change eventually, and chaos increases. Nothing stays as fresh as the day one buys it. Clothing becomes faded, threadbare, and ultimately returns to dust. Everything ages and wears out. Even death is a manifestation of this law. The effects of the second law are all around, touching everything in the universe. The unfortunate truth is that those who do not follow Yahuwah Elohim and his son Yahshua are still eating of this fruit till this very day. The other sad part of this is many today who call themselves Christians are doing this as well, trying to mix the true gospel with their own opinions and desires. Again, this is the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There is so much scripture and evidence of this all around us. We must understand that the work of salvation and sanctification are pulling out the mixture from our hearts and souls and bringing us ultimately back to a pure relationship with our Father and His Son by receiving in His Ruach as His breath of change and cleansing happens each day. Yochanan Aleph, 1 John chapter 3, verses 2 through 10, ISV with Hebrew meaning. Dear friends, we are now Yah's children, but what we will be like has not been revealed yet. We know that when the Messiah is revealed, we will be like him, because we will see him as he is. And everyone who has this hope based on him keeps himself pure, just as the Messiah is pure. Everyone who keeps living in sin also practices disobedience. In fact, sin is disobedience. You know that the Messiah was revealed to take away sins, and there is not any sin in him. No one who remains in union with him keeps on sinning. The one who keeps on sinning hasn't seen him or known him. Little children, don't let anyone deceive you. The person who practices righteousness is righteous, just as the Messiah is righteous. The person who practices sin belongs to the evil one, because the devil has been sinning from the beginning. The reason that the Son of Yah was revealed was to destroy what the devil has been doing. No one who has been born from Yah practices sin, because Yah's seed abides in him. Indeed, he cannot go on sinning, because he has been born from Yah. This is how Yah's children and the devil's children are distinguished. No person who fails to practice righteousness and to love his brother is from Yah. We must see that the breaking of the command of Yah brings mixture and death. This is what the tree of knowledge of good and evil represents. The following of his commands bring life. This is what the tree of life brings. Yochanan Aleph, 1 John chapter 5, verses 2 and 3, ISV with Hebrew meaning. This is how we know that we love Yah's children. We love Yah and keep his commandments. For this demonstrates our love for Yah. We keep his commandments, and his commandments are not difficult. May you all find deliverance from the curse of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Yahshua HaMashiach, the breaker of curses. Till the next weekend word, this is Brother Mark. Shabbat Shalom. You can find the video versions of our podcast at these popular sites. YouTube.com at MKI Studios 9838. Rumble.com/C/C-7727177. Vimeo.com MKI Studios.